Notice that. Hey, what's up, Sparks fans? I know it didn't go as planned. The 2-game winning streak comes to an end. 95-79 victory for the Seattle Storm. But it's all right. We're here to talk about it, tell you the good things that we saw from the game and some of the bad things. Michael Matthew with a special guest. It's going to be so much fun. Here with your favorite show, LA Sparks Weekly. Thank you for joining us. I know it was a tough one that the Sparks fought, but it wasn't enough. Of course, I am never alone. I got the one and only DJ Treacy Trees. What's up, DJ?
What's going on, man? This was rough.
Yeah,
This was rough.
tough one. It was a tough fourth quarter, but they fought. But we got my guy here, a sports journalist here in Los Angeles, a writer. You can check out his stories, Culver City Observer. My guy, Eric Lampkins II. What's up, Elam?
Yo, what's up, Michael? What's up, DJ? How you guys doing? As you said, rough fourth quarter, but I did see a lot throughout the course of the game that I see much improvement. I think the Sparks turned the corner.
Yeah, and they look like a team that has figured some things out. I think Coach Miller has kind of have his rotation, his like 9 to 10 players that he trusts to play to give him some minutes. But they started well. It was a game that was going back and forth, 25-25 at the half. It was at the end of the first quarter, some good hoop. 3 players in double-digit score. Well, let's talk about – we always talk about De'Erica. Let's talk about Lee, who had a real big game tonight. What did you see, DJ, from Lee?
I've been seeing what I've been waiting for from Lee. Lee has been doing exceptionally well, catching the ball. I just want to remind everybody who's watching, the first points that Lee scored as a Spark was a 3-pointer. That shocked me. Took me out of the game right there, right? But Lee has been having a tough time catching the ball and turning around and scoring.
Yep.
But today she did a reverse layup underneath the hoop twice.
Nice move.
She's been working on her footwork and just really just slowing down and getting her pace. So I'm glad that Lee is finally finding her flow because when Azare comes back, oh my goodness.
Yeah, 18-7 for her, which is huge off the bench. It looks like the things that the team struggled with early in the season, they're kind of figuring out. It was point guard play. That may be settled down. Arie with another big-time game off the bench, scoring. And the bench, period, is playing good basketball. What did you like from Arie tonight?
Man, you know what? When Arie, when she gets into the game, man, I just like the energy, the tenacity that she brings on the defensive end. And she's showing you that she's able to make plays with the ball. She's able to facilitate the offense. I like the fact that when the ball is in her hands, you actually have to guard all 5 players. And another thing that I've been noticing is that the team has been doing an exceptional job at limiting the turnovers.
Yes.
I think today they had about 12, which was a far cry from the 18 that they were averaging earlier in the season. So things are progressing.
Yeah.
Things are progressing.
And you have to remember, Coach Miller, all during the offseason, build season. We're building something. We aren't there. They aren't the Aces. They aren't the Link. They aren't the Sun, or maybe even the Storm, who look like a team that's going to be a contender. Shout out to former Spark, NECA, doing what NECA does, 26-8. How weird is it to see her with that Storm jersey on? Because I still haven't got used to it.
Man, it's so weird. And the thing about it is it took them a little bit to start cooking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, that could have went all the way to the Pacific Northwest. And it's not looking like what it's looking like, but it looks like they big 3 actually showed up and showed out. Hate that it was against the Sparks, but the Seattle Storm have been having a hard time getting their offense started. And today they kind of just took advantage of some of those shortcomings that the Sparks had. Rebounding, one of the things. So again, what we talk about in the press conference with Coach, working on those offensive and defensive rebounds, we didn't get the job done tonight.
But, that big 3 is a formidable big 3.
Yeah.
In comparison to the rest of the league.
Oh,
you have NECA, you have Skylar, You have
Jewel.
Yep.
You know, all three of them went off today.
Yeah.
And when they go off, it's kind of hard to beat the.
Absolutely.
It's kind of hard to beat the Storm. I did like what I saw from us in terms of our defensive rotation was far much more communication, which is something I know we've been noticing at games. There's been a lack of it, but we're heading in the right direction.
You know what Coach did different today? He subbed in people like 3 minutes into the first quarter. That's a major difference from what we've been seeing.
Because he has to figure that out with that starting five of Lasia, Kia, Rakia, Cam, and De'Erica. Kia Nurse is not really giving you too much productivity to where
consistently.
Consistently. So maybe you can throw Zaya in there and see if she can give you something. Because I like what the bench has going with Ari, with Lexi, Ray
too,
who played
Lee.
big minutes tonight. Lee.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to mess that up. Stephanie Tauber came in, gave you some solid minutes in the second half. But he has to do something to tweak that starting lineup because they're starting off 8-0 pretty much every game. And that's a tough thing to always do.
I think one of the things that Coach Miller could do and may consider, especially while he's on the Olympic break, is running a little more floppy sets.
Okay.
Because I think, you know, coming off a stagger screen with Kia, with Lexi, that'll be able to get them, you know what I'm saying, in their comfort zone of just catching and shooting opposed to having to put the ball on the floor. So I think if he installs a few floppy sets, we'll see Kia going off.
I think that his major change he needs to make to the starting lineup, and y'all not going to like me for this, but take Rakia out of the starting lineup. Okay. She is the leader
the Matrix?
I'm telling you, she is the 6th player of the year. Coming off the bench, her energy is different. We need to look at the comparison of games that she started versus games that she's come off the bench. She's much more hungry. It's like she gets to watch the first starting of the game, and she come in and just fill in her position. So if you just make that quick switch, I think we'll start to see much more from Rakia, and she'll get back to that street
and
ball.
maybe you can go back to Lexi being back in there, but I think he looks at her and Kia as like the same type of player.
Yeah.
So, and hey, Rakia and Cam, they the future. What was your thoughts on their performance tonight? I saw something earlier in the game where I tweeted best move of the year. Cam made the dribble, spin move, layup. We just need to see her be more aggressive offensively. Defensively, to me, she's already one of the top five. When it comes to that end. But offensively, we want to see more, and this is her time. No one is expecting the Sparks to go out and win a WNBA championship. Be aggressive, stay aggressive, try to get buckets because you have to develop, and we want to see it, and moves like that lets you know she has a chance.
And I told Cam before the game, like, there are parts of her game that reminds me, I hope I don't get crucified for this, but she looks like Hakeem Olajuwon. You know what I'm saying? In terms of her footwork, her build, her ability to get to the cup. I would like to see the Sparks or even Cam by herself get with Hakeem, work on some footwork, work on some counter moves because she's you know, exponentially more dangerous when she gets the ball off the high post, pinch post, and faces up. When she reverse pivots and faces up, she's able to get into her bag.
A player I think that she should reach out to for sure, that's LA connection, Paul Gasol. I think Paul was somebody who had great footwork, who can do it from outside, inside. I think she has some similarities with him as well. She has to get stronger.
I was going to say that too because defending against these girls, you know, you look at what's the center on the Storm? I can't remember the girl.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. Yep.
I definitely can't pronounce it.
I'm gonna get it.
Y'all know who I'm talking about in the comments. But when you you going up against her, I mean, this girl you running into a freight train. So a lot of these rookies just need to get in the weight room. That's just the difference.
Hopefully, when that time comes for the Olympic break, that's something that they do. Get to the weight room and things like that.
She gonna be playing. Cam's gonna be playing.
But like, man, hopefully Rakia, some of these other players realize, hey, I got to get stronger. And hey, over there, they gonna have everything.
And from Rakia, I just want to see a little more consistency.
Yes.
You know, whenever she gets onto the court, she's looking for a shot. Today it just didn't fall.
Right.
But I want to see her add maybe one or two, you know, moves, counter moves into
for
her
8
bag.
tonight.
Yeah. But she had a remarkable game, you know what I'm saying, against the Aces.
Fire,
So You know, you just want to see some consistency.
I'm telling you,
happens.
Rakia does better when she plays against people who can ball. I predicted before the game she was going to be player of the game because this girl like to win.
Yeah.
She come in, she want to take down a
So you
giant.
saying Neka can't
I ain't
play?
saying Neka can't play, but I'm just saying the Aces are viewed as the team
No,
to
they're
take
defending
down.
two-time champions. You know, you got to be ready to go. But Sparks fans, the Sparks come up short, 95-79. Shout out to NECA, Sparks legend. Storm made it happen. But it's going to be all right. We got Coach coming up for the post-game presser. I hope you are ready to hear what he has to say.
We'll start with opening statements.
Yeah, tough fourth quarter for us tonight in a game that still was in reach. Hats off to Seattle, just kept plugging away, and obviously their two stars in NECA and Jewel really stepped up. There's a couple offensive buckets that they used tonight against us that we had prepared for and just didn't get the job done. So disappointed with that. They hurt us on the glass, obviously. A big concern there as we weren't forcing turnovers, less than 10 turnovers forced tonight. In a game like that, you have to one and done them, and we didn't do it. So I didn't do a fantastic job of finding kind of a group that could spark us as soon tonight, but appreciated the bench again. It was excellent, 43 points off the bench, maybe more than that, 47 points off the bench. I thought Lee LaRue, showed her potential and had her big game tonight, and I thought we even missed her more opportunities to get some post touches. So really pleased with the way that Lee played, and I thought Ari McDonald was really good again off the bench. Tough night for our two rookies, but really, really shining optimism of days ahead for them. But again, that length by their post game and physicality on our rookies tonight bothered them. But good days ahead for both of them.
Let's start with you, Infanity.
Hey, Coach, Michael Matthew here. So the game looked pretty much deadlocked until the final quarter there. What do you think happened to let the game get away the way that it did?
Yeah, I just thought, our defense was disappointing tonight to give up 95 points. We just couldn't get stops. I couldn't help push the right scheme for them. So, I take a lot of responsibility that I couldn't push the right buttons for them to help them get more stops. I thought that second unit really played hard. But defense, we just didn't string together enough stops. And when we did get some first shot misses, offensive rebounding really hurt us tonight by them.
Hey, Coach, it's DJ here. Quick question about Kia Nurse. We see some production from Kia Nurse. She played limited minutes tonight. Can you talk about, what attributed to her quieter performance tonight?
Yeah, Kia's struggling with her knee today. Got herself, to her credit, ready. I shut her down. I think she was certainly capable of going, but that was a coach's decision to on this very, very difficult 9 games in 18 days stretch that we're in, with her struggling at times throughout the day with some knee soreness. It was my decision to shut her down and rest her up, as we're certainly going to need her throughout this really grueling stretch.
Coach Eric Lampkins the second here. The past 3 games, the team has looked noticeably different. You guys have looked more together on the defensive end. The bench has showed up, and you all have done a remarkable job at protecting the ball. Do you think your team has officially turned a corner?
Yeah, I think we still have a lot to learn. There's very little time to practice and fix things. You can do it through film, but there's just when you're in 6 different cities in 9 games in 18 days, it's really hard to practice in this league, as we know. Veteran teams have a major advantage. Veteran players have a major advantage. So I'm excited that we're growing. I'm excited that we're showing signs of improvement. I'm learning some of half the team is new in their first year with us. So I'm learning right along with the TV audience of, some of the things that they do well and where we can use people. So it's just hard to fix things in this cadence of season. So are we totally there? No, but I'm excited about our growth. As you mentioned, I'm excited about our improvement. But we weren't defensively good enough to win a game in this league tonight.
Ray.
Hey, Coach, Ray Morali from the Sporting Tribune. What has impressed you about Lee the most that culminated in this career high game?
Yeah, her physicality and her being able to carve out space around the rim. She is really difficult to get around. So, she's very, very good around the block. She's much more agile than people realize. I think the thing that surprises a lot of people playing against her for the first time is she's a very good defender in space, better than you think that she would be as a low block player. But she's got a lot of skill and a lot of potential. Her attitude is unbelievable. She's doing this all without an interpreter. She's, just a tremendous sponge of what we're doing. So really excited about her at 25, what her future looks like.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
So we just heard from Coach. He saw a lot of positives there, but it came down to the fourth quarter. He said they couldn't get enough stops. Yeah. You mentioned rebounding earlier. Mm-hmm. Coach mentioned offensive rebounding. What did we see late that kind of shifted? Because the game was back and forth until that fourth quarter.
I think he brought up a really good point. Teams with veterans have an advantage.
Okay.
Because NECA had 3 fouls. I thought for sure she was about to foul. I was like, man, everybody in foul trouble. This is going to be great for us. But they didn't foul out. They kept their composure. They played like a team, and they got to, all the veterans on the team, the seasoned veterans, got to double digits.
Yeah.
And another thing that the Storm did, that the veterans specifically did, was they all crashed the board. The shot went up, all 5 were going at it. I agree. And I think at points, especially in the fourth quarter, there were lows where if De'Erica wasn't going for it, if Cam wasn't going for it, everybody just stopped and was, retreating back on defense. So that's something I think, as the season progresses, that we'll start to see more of, especially from the young players, Rakia and Cam. Like, I have to go get the ball. Everybody crashing.
And I saw something tonight with this game. De'Erica, she finished 7 for 16, I believe, like 16 points, 11 rebounds. It looks like Seattle was like, hey, we're going to try to push her outside as much as we can. Let's clog the middle and make it tougher. She was 2 for 4 from the 3. I'm always saying, hey, shoot more. They're wide open. Yep. But she does like to drive. Do you think we're going to see more of that, especially on this trip, where teams are going to be like, hey, let's clog the paint against her, make her do more things coming from the three-point line, kind of like in NBA game with Giannis. You want to kind of make him come downhill where you can have people there to help. So it looks like that's what the Storm did, and other teams may try to copy that.
I think that was a great strategy, but also it could not work out for the other team because De'Erica can hit a three-pointer.
No, yeah, true.
I don't know why she don't like to shoot that much. They gave her so much space.
Man,
she hit a couple threes today, so it's like I think that De'Erica just needs to be more confident in taking that 3 because her face all scratched up. I mean, she get knocked out in the paint. So it's like you got to find those extra spots. If we got Cam and Rakia in the game, they're taller, so we can spread the floor, pass that ball around, let everybody else get extra touches, and let somebody else
Because
drive.
I think you can play her even with Lee if she's taking more threes because she's shown she can knock them down. She has a solid shot. Now, if you have her and Lee, where now they can kind of switch off. Now Lee can get some shots from 3 up, which she can't do.
I'm gonna take a page out of DJ's book. Okay. I think if Cam and Rakia are hitting, it really opens things up for De'Erica.
I agree.
Today they just had a bad, shooting performance.
Yep.
I don't think Cam and Rakia are gonna go 3 for 20.
Yeah,
but I think it was 3 for 20.
real crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Every game. But as long as one of the two rookies is able to, get things going, it's going to continue to open things up for De'Erica. So, there's much to be improved upon, like Coach Miller said, but I think we're trending in the right direction.
And the young ladies struggled a little bit. They were 3 for 15, but we got the players for you. Ari McDonald, and we have Lee, the star of the night. So here we go, Sparks fans.
Okay, we will get started with Infanity.
Recording in progress.
Hey, Ari, this is Michael Matthew here, Infanity TV. You're sitting next to Lee. She was able to have a career night for herself. Just it seems like the bench is kind of figuring out their roles together, and a lot of players are playing well. What are you seeing out there as a point guard to why you guys are having success off the bench?
Ooh. I would just say, I mean, for starters, like the bench, like they're bringing it, the intensity on both ends of the court, and I just think we're just gelling together. I mean, we practice a lot, we get reps, so now we're figuring out each other's tendencies and where we're successful on the court, and I think that's translating to the games.
Hey, this question is for Lee. Lee, we saw some new moves from you tonight. Can you talk about how much more you're getting comfortable with playing and getting touches underneath the rim?
Yes, this is my first year come to LA, and I want to help me feel comfortable, and my teammates, I have good teammates, good coach, good staff, and they all help me a lot, and I feel I'm more comfortable on the court, and I try to give the more energy and more things to our team.
Hey, Ari, this is Eric Lampkins II here. Another great game. How comfortable are you now, a quarter away throughout the season?
I'm very comfortable. I'm used to the system now. I'm used to Coach Kerr. I'm used to, how he is on point guard. And so I'm adjusting pretty well. And my teammates, shout out to them for helping me, and just shout out to the coaching staff for having that confidence in me and trusting me. Jean-Bry?
This question is for both of you, Jambari Moreau. I wanted to ask, I know you guys, you fought well. I just wanted to see what are some takeaways that you could take from this game to the next one?
For one, I would say, shout out to Seattle. They're a very good defensive team. But I think just moving on, looking forward, we cannot let teams speed us up. And I think that happened on several occasions. But then on other ends, I thought that, we executed well. But I mean, it all comes down to just getting stops and not trading buckets. But I think that we fought pretty hard for 3.5 quarters. But I mean, we got some things to clean up and just back to the drawing board. Ray
Morality from the Sporting Tribune. Lee, how does it feel to have a career high 18 points today?
I have a lot of teammates help me, and they create a lot the chance for me, and I'm really appreciative for them and appreciative for my coach. And I know I still have a lot, some mistake or some not very good. So I try to figure out it, and I come to here try to learn to how to do a big post or great post, and I try to learn like Nika, like a lot great player. I try to learn and try to be like them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Perfect, man. We just heard from Lee. We heard from Ari. Just Lee, man, so young when it comes to the WNBA game. Her first time with LA. Just with her having such a big body, her feet are so nimble.
Yep.
Which really surprised you. And I know, the Sparks came up short for those out there just checking in, 95-79. But to see Lee have that type of performance, how much confidence does she have and the coaches have in her going forward?
I think we're all gaining confidence in Lee. I'm gaining confidence in Lee. She talked a little bit to the press in the media day. We haven't heard from Lee since then.
Yeah.
My face hit the floor when Lee walked out here, y'all. Lee is trying. I mean,
Man.
she has come to a new country. She don't have an interpreter.
Yeah.
She's out here learning the game, learning the systems, relying on her teammates. So I'm extremely I feel proud as a Sparks fan even to see the progress that Coach Miller is making and the impact that it's having. Lee scoring 18 points today cracks open a huge Easter egg for us.
You can do a lot
and
with
it's a noticeable difference from when the season first began. She was just pretty much just relegated to the corner, you know, catch and shoot. Now she's super effective when she's rim running. She's getting deep into the post, sealing off, getting the ball, and it's an easy, sometimes she got to take two.
She get a ball back.
She'll get a rebound and a bucket, but when she's able to seal that deep, you know, in the post, she's almost unstoppable down there. And I like to see her continue to get to, you know, the points on the floor where she's strongest and most effective. And even more than that, her teammates are looking for her.
Yeah, and you know who they need to get her training with?
Who?
Shaq.
Yeah.
Okay?
Big
Imagine
Shaq.
Lee with some Shaq Diesel moves.
Big Shaq, where you at? The
come
LA
on.
Sparks need you. One thing I wanted to discuss, De'Erica playing lights out, of course. But
You better give her an MVP vote.
She led the team, tied with Lexi Brown in assists with 5. But then after that, the next closest was 2 for Ari, only 1 for Lasia. What can the guards and wings do to be more of playmakers for others? Because it's great you seeing De'Erica do that, but you don't want her to always lead. And right now, I believe she's leading the team in assists. What can they do to kind of get more playmaking out of this group to create more easier baskets?
Take the extra pass. That's it. That's all. Pass the ball. I think sometimes we take questionable shots. Like Kia Nurse had a three-pointer in this game where it was like 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Instead of taking a step in, you just jacking the ball up. You know what I mean? You just find another alternative and or find the better shot to take and feel less pressure on the offense.
I'm gonna say, do what Sugar Ray does. A lot of times that backside, you know what I'm saying, just cutting to the basket.
Yeah,
it's an easy layup. A lot of times, you know, Rakia, there's a lane for her to take, or Lexi, there's a lane for her to take, and they're not taking it. So just cutting to the rim, have your team look for you. It's an easy layup.
Yeah, and it creates for those wings to find those little assists, which is going to lead to somebody cutting, catching, and they finding a big for a bounce pass layup.
Yep.
But tough loss tonight. But for me, I figured it was going to be a tough game because they're going against NECA, who wants to smack up her former team. And, you know, the Storm are a solid team. They're 8-4 now.
The Storm want to win the Commissioner's Cup. Right. We
No,
are
yeah.
out of the running.
No, yeah.
This was a
The
stay or
Storm
play kind
has
of game.
championship on their mind for whatever because you have NECA, Jewel Lloyd, and Skylar Diggins.
Big three.
But the Sparks are back Friday, 4:30 on Ion. They're going to be playing at the Minnesota Lynx. How tough of a game is that going to be, and what can they do to turn this game into a W compared to tonight?
I mean, when you say W, I'm thinking WWE because Nafisa Collier just got into it with NECA, threw it to the ground.
She a bully.
I mean, they are playing crazy lockdown defense. They being physical. They coach is on a rampage. She is reviewing plays. She has got that team down to a science. They're playing really well. My top 3 right now got to be the Connecticut Sun, the Lynx. I'm going to still put the Aces in there because they defending champs. They can go off at any moment. So we playing one of the top 3 teams out right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be tough.
We just got to match their physicality. You know, when we played them at home, they dogged us. They abused us. They bullied us.
Yep.
And I think if we match that, do I think we win? Not necessarily, but I think it's a lot closer than what it is. One of the things that I really love about this team is regardless of the score, no matter how much they're down, they're going to find a way to claw back. We saw it again tonight. Yep. They got it within 3. They just weren't able to get over the hump. So, you know, as we, go into Minnesota, as long as we're able to match the intensity, I like our chances.
Yeah, and the Sparks get 2 days off, which I know is big for them. They've been playing so many games. So hopefully, maybe Thursday they can sneak in a little practice. Kia Nurse, she's dealing with a knee. We heard it from Coach.
I knew something was wrong with Kia.
Only played 4 minutes, so hopefully she's all right. If not, the next woman up
Zaya
can go out there and play. Zaya, be ready to go because
called.
we always ready to go. Shout out to my guy Elam. Make sure you guys check him out. What's your IG, Twitter?
Man, you can catch me on Twitter at elamsquared. You can catch me on Instagram, elamsquared, but the S is a number 5.
And he got some dope articles, man, writing about these Sparks. So check him out, Culver City Observer. Michael DJ, we'll be back Friday, hopefully talking a dub for the Sparks. Thank you, LA Spark Weekly fans. We catch you guys Friday.